Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my new old apartment.
It's the best description because it looks like those home shows where it's the same, like the same floor plan, but everything looks different on the inside.
Yeah, I wanted one of those like dramatic wipes when he walked in, and then have you open your eyes and go, "Oh!"
I started crying, like the families that get a new home.
It's even more beautiful than I could imagine.
You put in a fireplace and
I tore down some walls.
burnt some bridges.
They're burned. Yeah, they're burned to a crisp. But those broke down. But yeah, I gave you the tour around.
You gave me a tour. It's the first time I've seen your bedroom.
I know, because it was covered with garbage and clothes that weren't mine. Yeah.
To me, that was the door to your bedroom was like a wall, just a wall, because I've never seen it open. I've never even seen the crack under it. Didn't even know it existed. You're like, come on in here, and I'm like, wait, this is it. I didn't even know that door was there.
Yes, come in everywhere that I have that is clean, which is this one area. It's only this area that is clean. And let me tell you, so you saw the hospital bed in there.
Saw the hospital bed.
If you can hang around, we might do a bonus episode from the bed. Can you hang around after the episode?
Yeah, we could do.
Maybe a quick one for the Patreon.
Yeah, we could do something. Let's do it.
And my vision is camera sees nothing, bed upright into the frame.
With us on it?
With us on it. We're holding microphones. If you don't know what we're talking about, listen back to episode, was it 128 or 127? The breakup episode. We talk about the beds.
You got a hospital bed.
And
Great idea, by the way.
So I got to give a special shout out. We did a show Sunday in Queens. Two listeners, Helena and Beggar Amazing, who we just learned his name, Zach, who he's really tall. I said that like 10 times to him, and he was getting annoyed.
You would not stop bringing it up.
Because you see somebody on Zoom. He looked really small on Zoom. Because I guess he was slouched on his Zoom chair. Because he would watch the Zoom shows we would do over the pandemic. Never met him or whatever. And then, before the show, we're hanging out by the bar, and then this tall man gives me a look and says, "Andrew?" And I go, "Oh my God, it's you." I just kept saying how tall he was.
That's great that he said hello first.
Well, I think he gave me a look. Yeah, he did something first. He engaged first, for sure. Yeah. And then we do the show. We do well. It was a lot of fun. And then you have to go to another show. So the two of them walk us outside, and Helena says, I got a gift for you guys.
Which I blew me away.
Yeah, me too.
Just that she could have said, I have a gift for you guys, and that would have been the gift.
Just guys?
No, like if she just said, I have a gift for you and never gave me one, that's enough of a gift.
Yeah, that's pretty thoughtful, yeah.
Yeah, I was already like...
Put that on your Christmas list.
Yeah, I was already like, thank you, and was ready to go. Like that enough meant a lot to me.
Well, she... I mean, I don't know about you. I have gift-giving anxiety, and I have gift-receiving anxiety. Because anxiety, it's fear of the unknown, and you don't know what's under those wrapping papers.
Yeah, I have more forgiving. Getting, I'm like, this means so much. You thought of me.
Okay, well, I'm like that too. But the moment before you open it, I get like palms sweaty and convulsion. I'm like, what's under here?
And inside it's mom spaghetti.
Yes, or some head from the Seven movie. Yeah, you never know. Or your boss, Mr. Shirley, who your cousin Eddie wraps up for you.
Don't Call Me Shirley.
That's back-to-back Cousin Eddie references.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So anyways, everybody, she walks us out. You know, your heart, you're like, oh my God, what is it going to be? My thing's big. You're big, you know.
Yeah, I tried to do a bit about how your box was bigger than mine, and Zach laughed, but I could tell Helena also has gift-giving anxiety.
She was focused on the gifts.
She was focused on
she was
doing
not,
it right.
And I didn't even listen to you either. I was focused on the gifts too. I didn't even remember that. Zach was just hanging out.
Yeah, well, he was so tall, he was able to hear
That's right.
everything.
Yeah, he's so tall he could see down the street at other gifts. He's looking somewhere else. So I was like, oh my God, what is it going to be? It was big. And then she's like, she even said, because our listeners have anxiety, she says, you don't have to open it in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she wanted us to open it in front of her at all. She didn't want to see anything. She didn't want to see any signs of expressions or whatsoever.
Which I don't blame. Yeah, I'm the same way. Open it later.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, you brought this gift here. You came to the show. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So open it up. And I started having a mental breakdown because it was so thoughtful of a gift. Because I said, I don't remember if I said on the bonus or the...
You said it on the regular episode that we had recorded that day. She hadn't even heard yet.
Well, she heard something about what the gift was. I must have said it because that's...
You brought it up to her.
No, I think that's what gave her the idea is I said it on a different episode about how... Voldemort or whatever the thing that used to occupy Hogwarts in Astoria, but she was taking all the essentials, the pillows and the podcast stuff and the bed, and I was like bummed about it. And then Helena got me 2 of the same exact pillows. They're the top rated pillows on Instagram.
It's amazing.
And pillowcases.
So cool.
I was like, I can't believe it. Oh my God. I had a nervous breakdown and then slept like a baby. So thanks.
Oh man, that's so cool.
With the classy. Oh man, I meant to actually bring them out, but maybe we'll do it on the bonus.
Oh yeah, we'll do it on the bonus.
We'll be laying on
a pillow fight. And then Helena, it's so funny. I did like a bunch of bits that show that she saw me on about coffee and how much I love coffee and how I was in Costa Rica and brought some coffee back. And then I opened my gift, huge bag of coffee.
So cool.
Huge bag of coffee.
Like a good brand.
A really good brand. And then a cat mug. A mug with cats on it.
I don't even know that because I had tears of happiness.
You're already taking a nap on the ground.
I haven't slept in weeks.
You were napping in a tree, which was turned out to be Zach. But
Helena, I didn't know you had a tree house. And he goes, I am no tree. So thanks, Helena. Thanks, Zach, for coming out.
Huge thank you to Helena and Zach.
And it's a good thing to be tall, man. Just put that on a dating app. Put your height on there.
Oh yeah, and they post really nice things about us on their Instagrams with the pictures with us.
Oh, and we reposted that too.
Yeah, and Zach wrote that we were really nice, and he was nervous to hang out with us.
Well, next time will be easier, man.
Yeah, and then Helena said wonderful, nice things, and she took boomerangs of us on stage. And,
oh, that's right.
And they said that it was a really fun show and had a good time. So
cool.
it was really cool.
Cool. So appreciate it.
Big shout out.
Big shout out.
I'm wired on the coffee.
Well, here's more.
Yeah.
So just a quick update. So you're looking around, and I got to tell you, I didn't realize this, but cleaning the house is, I think I said in another episode, it was very cathartic to clean it out.
Yeah.
And I said it was literally taking out the trash. But my mental health, I didn't realize it. If you have a cramped, gross place, it brings down, it depresses you.
Yeah. Well, you're literally walking around in filth.
Filth and just craggly, just clothes and garbage, you know.
Yeah.
And it feels good in the morning, it improves my mental health, and when the roommate I had, and she talked, or the former person I had living here, and she talks about it on stage. It's pretty messy, which, and that causes, so you get anxiety about how messy the place is, and then you get like a little resentment for the person not like cleaning up, and that it's like a ripple effect of slowly increasing the distance.
Yes.
So it kind of is good because when you break up, you're like, oh, I kind of want her back, but if I have her back, it's gonna be messy. That's good motivation.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes. My favorite thing about bringing an ex back, I think, is I think Rory Scovel has a bit where he says going back to your ex is like putting on your underwear after you shower, your old underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's so true. Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yeah. I cleaned the apartment last night because I had the place to myself.
Oh, cool.
And it feels amazing.
It feels great. I wake up, come to this clean kitchen, right?
Yeah.
I never used to do that because I had no inspiration. All I could write was...
you had to get a studio pass to come in right at the kitchen.
What do you mean?
This was a studio.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I had
this was never a kitchen table.
I was never a kitchen table. Yeah. Plus, you're looking at a dirty pan and whatever. That's what all my writing was about. How I live in a studio apartment, literally.
Dirt in the pan is two in the bush. So,
no more tears. Ozzy Osbourne.
Or the shampoo.
Or the shampoo, yeah. That probably inspired the whole song. I mean, this is an obscure...
Yeah, if you listen, it's actually about the shampoo.
He goes, my hair is clean and my eyes are dry. You gotta decipher
There's
the lyrics.
a mess in the kitchen. And I want to cry.
Oh my God. I know no one knows what this song is except for me and you because we had to say,
and our parents listening.
I don't know. My dad does. My dad only knows Crazy Train.
Oh my! Well, that might have been this apartment was one of the cars on that train. My dad knows the song.
My dad once had Crazy Train stuck in his head for a week.
Really?
Yeah, he'd pick me up from school and go,
dang, 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 dang.
No, that's Paranoid.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What is this? Okay.
Oh man. Oh yeah, didn't it.
Yeah, so we'd be at a stoplight. I'm like, what's that, Dad? Nothing.
I like Paranoid way better. But that's Black Sabbath.
Well, yeah, and they also wrote that song really fast. Did you hear that? They finished their album. And they're like, I think we need one more song.
Yeah,
let's just put this one together.
The first line was originally finished with our album, but
Crazy Train. One more obscure Ozzy reference. Randy Rhoads crushes it, and I looked it up. He was only 23, 24. And then he died in a plane crash. You ever think about the musicians that, died? I mean, so many. The 27 Club.
27 Club.
But you're like, what would they make?
Yeah.
It, drives me crazy sometimes.
Another great song.
Britney Spears?
No. I'm blanking. It was a one hit. She Drives Me Crazy. She drives me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, I think about Bon Scott, but then who was the lead singer of AC/DC, but if he passed away, you never would have got a Brian Johnson.
You would never got Back in Black, yeah.
Yeah.
Which elevated the whole thing.
But I think Bon Scott did Back in Black, but he died before the album was finished.
Oh.
There's some song there's a version of him singing it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's a big debate between the singers, but I mean, if you just think
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. What if
Janis Joplin.
Nirvana guy, Craig Kilborn? What's his name? Who's that guy? I'm totally blanking. What's his
I can't believe you just did Craig Kilborn. That's so funny.
What was his name?
Don't guess because I'm not going to get it right. Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. God.
my Hey, I just
John
got
Lennon.
I just got late night with Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. Craig Kilborn. I mean, that's even more. That guy hasn't had a show in 10 years.
No. John Lennon.
John Lennon, yeah.
George Harrison.
Yeah, well, he lasted a little bit longer, though, at least.
Yeah, but still died.
But what makes me feel better is, like, look at the artists that are alive. You know, Metallica, I don't know. After they made that album, Saint Anger, I'm like...
Sans
hits. And the album was like pretty bad. So if they just broke up or died, you know, I would have been like, man, what would they have made?
Right.
And
Keep wanting more.
Yeah. But what they did make was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some other songs come out later, but
I mean, there's some that could have died and got their act together because all their friends passed away. Like Alice Cooper was a member of what was called the Hollywood Vampires, and it was this group of artists that would go out and get hammered each night.
Oh, really?
And it was Jim Morrison from The Doors. I'm blanking on all of them. I think Prince was one of them.
Oh, really?
Maybe not Prince. Oh, Hendrix was one of them. But it was all these artists that all passed away except for like Alice and maybe one other.
Alice hung out with Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Jimi Hendrix is the reason Alice Cooper is one of the reasons Alice Cooper's huge, because Jimi Hendrix introduced Alice to his first manager.
Oh. What the crazy coincidences. And I just found out Les Claypool from Primus, my friend is reading his biography, and he sent me a picture, and in the beginning he says, oh, there was this Filipino kid with big Coke bottle glasses that was a dork, and that guy, and they became friends, and turned out that was Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
Oh, my God.
Like, what is going on? Coincidences, everybody. So, what? Real quick, should we get into a topic or something?
Yeah, let's do a topic.
Okay.
I got them all pulled up already.
Cool.
We got another from Alex Vasquez. Sorry.
Okay, let's save him because we got him last time.
Okay.
But we got Amelia Paella, who I haven't heard from in a while. Thank goodness he still listened. She said, my parents are meeting my boyfriend's parents for the first time this Thanksgiving, and I'm anxious someone will start an argument because they're polar opposites. Wow, the meeting of the parents. Classic.
That just happened to me.
What? Rick and Shelley met
Louise and Gary.
Wow, these are good names.
Yeah, they started a band called the Mamas and the Papas.
Louie, Gary, Rick and Shelley. Yes.
Yeah, my parents and my girlfriend's parents all met in Jamestown at the recording.
Oh, cool.
And
they flew in from San Fran?
Yeah, and it was right in the middle of the recording. Like, I did the 2 shows the first night, and then the next day all the parents met the day of the second round of shows. And I was so nervous, and so was Caitlin. And I'm standing with my parents, and Caitlin had gone and picked them up. And I see that they park. They're at the top of a hill, and they're walking towards us. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And I look over, and my mom's lighting up
a joint. Hey,
She's smoking a bowl.
Good for relaxing. And they're from San Fran. They're probably into it.
Yeah. They're throwing peace signs and
wearing those round glasses.
Yeah, they had the those blanket things, ponchos that come in a triangle.
And then tie-dyed.
Yeah. But I'm like, all right, here we go. And you know how like some people are like, all right, don't be yourselves to your parents. I said to my parents, just be yourselves because I don't want you to pretend to be anyone else. Just be you. And then there's a huge cloud of pot smoke. I'm like, all right, mom got with the message.
The message, yeah.
Dad's writing jokes in the smoke cloud.
So it went well.
It went well. I think if as far as if this is any help, parents are just want their kid to be happy.
Yes.
So if your relationship's healthy and neither of you are jerks to the other, the parents are probably going to get along great.
And I think the parents would make it compatible. They should be compatible because they made somebody compatible with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The only thing I see online sometimes are these toxic in-laws that are like jealous, you know?
Oh.
You ever hear them?
No. Of
These-
like what? Money?
I heard about that once. Like my friend's getting married and the in-laws are jealous that the bride is rich or something. I don't know. So that can happen, I guess. But I don't know. Some parents have like mental problems and they get a problem sharing. So they want to be the only parents. And so if there's some other parents coming in, I don't want to freak you out, Amelia. I'm sure your parents are normal.
I think.
But if you have this situation, write in, everyone. We can talk about it.
But if they don't get along, the two of you still get along, and now you know not to do any big family functions.
That's true. You can split up the time.
Yeah, but I think you'll be fine. Also, people are usually adults and can be civil.
Yeah.
You should avoid the. It's funny now that I look back. Both sets of parents, when they were about to meet, asked, "Hey, where are they politically? Should I avoid this topic?" So, like,
I would avoid it no matter what.
You should avoid.
Says they're one way politically. There's still like all these divides now
Yeah,
within the political party.
It just so happens that it works out for us, but I think you avoid the 3 Ps,
Which we never figured out, by the way.
Politics.
We made a joke.
I think religion's one though, but it's not a P.
Maybe it's 3 R's.
Religion. I don't know.
What's the third one? Money is another one.
Yeah, so
Don't
just
talk about
avoid it, like the things that make you anxious. I would avoid those topics altogether. The big ones.
And just put them together. And there's a great. The Curb Your Enthusiasm this season is so great, where they get into the intricacies of socializing.
Mm-hmm.
Where this guy that was on Just Shoot Me, he's like cousin Andy or something. He's like annoying in the show, and he always makes fun of like there was a dinner party and cousin Andy and his wife sat in the middle and like totally ruined the convo because they were just they couldn't. Larry was saying they couldn't pass the ball because they weren't like socially inept enough to like include everyone in the convo, and their convos were boring.
Yeah.
And then Larry just says, "Switch with me," and he makes them stand up. They switch, and Larry goes, "I got a story for you," and he just immediately tells a story everyone can relate to. I'm saying you and the boyfriend or husband or whatever, Amelia, sit in the middle.
That's what me and Caitlin did.
Yeah, don't have one of the parents sit in the middle because you're the bond between them.
Yeah, we had Caitlin's dad, Caitlin. My dad.
Oh.
We did the dad's on one side of the table with Caitlin in the middle, and I was in the middle of the two moms.
Okay.
And that worked great because my mom was across from her dad.
Oh, that's
and
great.
My dad was across from her mom.
That's a good mix and match.
So you can cross over. If you cross over, you're still everyone's involved.
Right, and then you don't have your isolated couple that has their inside jokes and inside stories.
Right.
You mix them all up.
And it doesn't look like family against family.
Right. It's not a Family Feud and you're Steve Harvey.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the waitress was like, do I see religion? But yeah. And you can look over to one side and see your parent and look over to the other and see a parent that isn't yours that you get along with, or are, I get along with them, but that it's good mingling.
This is good advice, everybody. If you are hosting a Thanksgiving gathering, I guess for the parents for the first time, the mixing is important. If you host them the third time, they can sit together, but make sure you're in the middle no matter what. If you're hosting the party and you're social, it's in the middle, or invite some friends like they did in this one, and the social people sit in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I never realized that until I saw that episode. I'm like, it's so true.
Yeah, and if it's the first couple, you should be involved. Don't leave them and be like they'll figure it out. Do the work like you're planting seeds. Let it establish roots.
I never had in-laws meet each other, but I imagine it's like when another Christmas Vacation reference. Remember when those two parents when Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase?
No, I know the movie. Which part?
The two in-laws came. They didn't realize both of their in-laws were coming for Christmas, but then it turned out that like the grandmothers made a gingerbread house together, and then the grandfathers just
they're sleeping together.
Just sleeping in the chairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I picture in-laws meeting to be.
Well, if you look at and like there's an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where it's basically the same joke where both the moms, like the Raymond's parents, convert Deborah's parents to be more like them.
Uh-huh.
Deborah's mom goes to Ray's mom. You're right. She could make this house a lot cleaner. And then it shows Deborah's dad going, "You're right, Frank. I overdid it this year." And he unbuttons his pants and sits down just like Frank's sitting there with his pants unbuttoned.
Oh God!
So you can convert. You can make it a melting pot of parents.
So you could do that.
Yeah.
Tell them to unbutton their pants. It's a good hello. So, what's going on with you, man? I know I gave my update. We did topic. As the tradition of the show goes, pass the ball over here.
So I have more Costa Rica stuff. I was down there and we went on a sloth tour.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we go on this sloth tour, and it's another tour where they put you in a big group, and it's me, Caitlin, and this whole big family, and the guide goes, "Where are you guys from?" to me and Caitlin, and we're like, "New York City."
So this was in the sewer under where there's treasure and stuff from the Goonies.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, I needed a guide to take me how long it took to get to that reference.
I haven't seen the movie in like 15 years, so I can't remember exactly where they met Sloth. It was in the sewer, right?
It was. I think it was the sewer, but sorry, I needed a Goonies map to get. So they ask, "Where are you from?" We say New York City, and then they ask the whole group. It's a whole family, and they're like, "Oh, we're from North Carolina," and we're like, "Oh, great." Thought that would be the end of it, but apparently it was more of a big deal that we were from New York City than it was that we were on a sloth tour. Because the entire family from North Carolina starts talking to us about New York City. They're like, "Oh yeah, New York," and like we're now. So the guy takes us on this tour of the jungle.
Yeah.
And this guy walks over to me, goes, "What borough are you in?" And I'm like, "Queens." Isn't this cool? We're in the jungle. Let's go back to this. He's like, "You got a good mechanic?" And I'm
mechanic?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to shut him up.
People take subways around New York City.
I'm like, yeah, great mechanic. It's great.
Does he know somebody?
He's like, "I got a guy out there. He does only VWs." And I'm like, cool.
Maybe you should have led with that. Do you drive a VW?
And
he just wanted to brag he knew a guy.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's great. He's like, "I miss him, man. I live in North Carolina now. I can't go to him." And I'm like, "Yeah, that stinks."
Well, you could, man.
And
go for it. Drive up there.
Drive there now, and leave me alone. And we keep going on the tour, and then the guy's showing us sloths, like the tour is supposed to be about. And then the guy looks at me and goes, man, this guy's like the cup guy in Times Square.
He's making New York references about what's going on.
Everything.
But the cup guy, what does that even mean?
You know the cup guy where he puts the dice under it and moves it around, and you got to guess where the dice are.
And that's how like a sloth.
It made no sense.
He's just inserting references.
He wanted to find way to reference New York City, so I don't know.
You should have did that back to him. Hey, look at that sloth. That's like a pork barbecue sandwich.
I go, hey, we're walking around the jungle in circles, kind of like NASCAR. Isn't that crazy? It was so frustrating.
Oh, man. Sloths don't move a lot. They must have tar in their heels. Somebody look into that.
Why don't you crawl out of my Asheville?
Oh, man. I mean, that's a good reference, but it doesn't make sense. Who says crawl out of their ass?
I've heard that before.
Crawl out of your ass?
Yeah.
In regards to what?
Like you're so in my business, you're up my.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've heard
then
before.
After you say you're up my ass, so you say crawl out of it?
I think. You all right?
I don't know. I don't think there's a. I just realized I don't have like a arm.
You don't
here.
have an armrest.
Wow, I think I pulled a shoulder muscle. Got to switch hands now. Oh my god. Oh man.
I got a really good shoulder guy.
I need one. Keep an eye, everybody. If you're thinking of a Christmas gift, I might need a
icy hot.
Icy hot.
Elena,
I need an arm sling.
Elena, next year, get him rotator cuff surgery.
A name of a good chiropractor.
Oh man. So we're on this tour, and he's showing us the sloths and everything. It's really cool. And then the sun's coming down. We're the last tour of the day.
What are the sloths doing? Just laying around?
Just laying around.
Are they in a cage or?
No, we're in the wild.
Okay.
And so we're going around, walking around, and he's showing us poisonous frogs and stuff.
Okay.
And delicious. And taking us to all these spots. Then we're walking. And now it's getting real dark. And this thing starts flying towards us, and I just see these huge wings, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a bat. I'm terrified of bats, and they're gigantic down there. And I duck immediately, and it flies over me, and Caitlin's laughing at me. It was like a bird or something.
It was a bird.
And then an owl lands above us, this huge owl, and the guide is like, hey, that's the second biggest bird in all of Costa Rica, and it's an owl, and they eat bats. And I'm like, keep up the good work. And that gets a good laugh. But then Caitlin notices I'm nervous about bats. So she's like, well, let me ask the guide if there's any bats on this tour so you can feel better. And I go, don't do this. I go, no, and I'm telling her no loudly. And she goes, hey, are there any bats on this tour? And he goes, oh, there's tons. I've seen a bunch of them already. They're all over the place.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, he's afraid of bats. So now the whole tour knows I'm afraid of bats.
But this is toward the end, though.
We're like halfway done.
Okay.
So now all the North Carolinians are like, they got more ammunition. So now they're all like, oh, well, careful, that might be a bat, doing all the stupid jokes.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's better than the New York references that don't make sense.
I guess. I'd rather hear more about
Elmo.
Where to get a good slice.
Yeah. They're like, that tree looks like the Empire State Building.
Yeah, with wings and sucks your blood.
It's got fangs.
So now we're like, I'm worried about bats, and the guide is trying to help, and he goes, oh, did you know? The problem is he knows all this information about bats, thinking it's going to make me feel better. He's like, hey, bats, they're actually 40% of the mammal population. And I'm like, oh, great. So you're telling me there's a bunch. There's a lot of them. They're almost.
I don't think that's a real statistic, by the way. More than rats? Bats are more. You tell me there's more bats in the world than there are rats.
Well,
and mice.
Maybe he meant types. He might have meant types.
Okay.
But There's a lot of them apparently, and he said it's the most diverse mammal.
Uh-huh.
And he's telling me all these
Because one swims and one lives underground.
What?
Like diverse. What does that mean?
They
all fly and live in a cave.
There's all different types.
I guess, yeah. There's a lot of different birds too. I mean,
Right.
I'm just saying this guy is wrong. I'm just telling you, this guy's so wrong. Offends me as a documentarian. I watch these things. Probably more hummingbirds than bats.
Let's see. We gotta look this up.
Okay, I'm gonna also look it up.
No, you can't. You can't look it up at the same time. One of us has to speak. Hello.
Okay, fine. You're right. So, what is the statistic he said? There's 40% of the mammal population are bats. That's what he said. That's what you
Yes.
posited to me.
Yes.
Okay.
There are over 1,400 species of bats.
Okay. So, what does that mean?
There's over 1,400 different species of bats.
I know, but what does that mean with the percentage of 40%?
All right, what percentage?
What percentage of mammals are bats?
Okay,
Okay, what do we got?
he was wrong.
I knew it. We got listeners here that might repeat these to their friends.
I've been repeating it all over town.
What's wrong?
I went and told
What's wrong, Jerry?
I told the VW mechanic. More than 1,000 species of bats make up approximately 25% of all mammal species.
Okay, 25%.
All right, what
All right, I can believe it.
percentage of mammals are rodents or
No,
rats?
25% is. I can believe it.
But should I do?
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying it's not 40. I'm just saying. That's all my point was. If you walk in, if you see a mammal, and you see one, a bat's not going to be right next to it.
50% of all living species are rodents.
Okay.
Is what this says. I don't believe any of this.
All right. Well, whatever. I'm just saying. Whatever. We just wasted time.
I mean, you're the one that took the wrecking ball to the story.
You the one that fact checked it.
Because of you.
Because of you, I have to Google how many bats live in the world.
What do you got?
Oh, topic wise?
Yeah.
Well, how does the sloth tour end? Wow, it's dragging out slower than a three-toed.
I give this story 2 toes.
2 toes down.
2 toes.
Oh, I got one. Okay, finish your
Please,
story.
No, it's over.
No. How does that end?
It really has. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Just tell
Because
me.
it has no ending that's gonna do to save it.
You got in the car, drove
Let's
home.
kill it. Yes, let's kill it. Go.
So no bats came out. And
No
bit you.
bats came out,
Okay.
but I was anxious the whole time. But now
All
it
right.
feels. for
So
nothing.
my topic is about. Can you reach that box in front of that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll set this up. While I was cleaning out and putting everything away, she left some. My ex left some things here. I don't know if in the Harry Potter books, who should not be named, left anything in the castle, maybe a snake or something.
Harry Potter. He left Harry Potter behind.
He did?
Yeah, he couldn't kill it. Remember?
No, but
Oh.
I think I only saw 2 movies.
That's the whole premise of the book.
No, but didn't he leave like a spider or something? Or I remember that.
I don't think so.
What about that snake?
There's a snake.
Was that
You're asking
Voldemort
the
snake?
wrong guy.
All right, I don't know either. So I found this when I was cleaning out. I guess she was on an MTV show. As part of a parting gift, she got this weighted blanket and like a sleep kit from the same company.
Mm-hmm.
And she left the sleep kit, so I was like, what's in here? She took the weighted blanket with her. So the sleep kit has this melatonin vapes
Whoa.
that it says personal diffuser. And I'll take one out. All right. You can inhale this end and it lights up. Did you see that?
I just saw it.
I don't want to inhale it at all, but so last night I was pretty sleepy, and I hadn't been sleeping until I got these pillows. So I was like, "Oh, I found these. Let me try them out. You know, I take melatonin pills. Let me try this vapor." And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, it just has like, I don't even know what this is. It has like, you know, moisture or something. I don't know what the hell makes this cloud come out."
Sure.
It says take 7 inhales before you're ready to go to bed.
Yeah. How many did you take?
I took 2, and then I start looking at the box, and it says ingredients: vegetable glycerin,
Whoa.
propylene glycol, and this thing tastes weird. And I'm like, what does this taste? Grape extract, L-theanine. I'm like, what is it? What did I just inhale?
And you did it at the time that everybody, you know, is talking about how healthy vaping is.
Yes, exactly. I'm in my hospital bed, ready to recline down.
It's good that you're in the hospital bed.
Because I'm gonna get used to it when I need a respirator.
Doing some prep. It's rehearsal.
So I just
You know what else is in a hospital bed? My bat story. It's flatlining.
No, that's in the hospice. That thing is just ready to be shipped out to the next stage of its life, which is death. Just needs to feel comfortable before the end.
Oh, man.
So I start freaking out. I'm in the hospital bed, freaking. I was up till I took 2 puffs, 10 p.m., wide awake until 3 a.m. That was last night. I haven't slept. I'm like, oh,
That explains your Sloth reference.
I know. Oh, man. So lame. So don't do this, everybody. It didn't work. I was wide awake. I don't know if I was wide awake because it was BS or because I got all anxious from it. It's probably BS. That's probably both. Take the pills, everybody. Don't do the vape.
Don't do the vape. I can't believe you did it.
You know.
You when you got the soda stream, you thought it was going to explode. You're going to inhale.
Well, you see on the side of the box, it says drug-free, vegan, plant-based,
Right.
pesticide-free.
Right.
This should all be... So I was like, oh, okay. But this should all be, like, presumed. Why would you have pesticides in a thing? Why does it say pesticide-free like other ones have pesticides? Because it has all these other ingredients. They're just...
Did you Google what they are?
No, I'm never going to take this again. But I have 6 of them if anyone wants one.
Keep out of reach of children. This product contains 0 nicotine and 0 tobacco. Nonetheless, the product is not intended or recommended for those under legal smoking age. Do not use if you're on any medication, have any medical condition, have a breathing problem, are allergic to any ingredient, or a woman who is pregnant.
Oh, great.
You're pregnant?
No, I'm just saying that's not good. That's not a good product.
Or breastfeeding.
Great.
Stop
Yeah.
use and ask a doctor if you experience any reaction. Oh, wait.
Great. I love the having the vape have the same warnings as rat poison. Don't handle rat poison if you were expecting.
Yeah, if you're not, feel free to have as much as you
touch it. Yeah, touch it and like play with it.
You know what I want? Bat poison.
Yeah.
That was that story.
That's true. There's no antidote for that story, unfortunately. Yet that story was
story was melatonin.
The story was the Joker to your bat, man. So everybody, we got a lot of topics we got to get into. I just want to read this one. My buddy from college, Thomas Marshall, who I didn't even know listened, wrote in for the first time. Going to the grocery store for that one item that you forgot but absolutely need, so you have no choice but to deal with the mayhem.
Oh, man. especially around right now.
Oh yeah, especially because I said Thanksgiving anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
If you're going for one thing and everybody's like getting the entire spread, so they're going from aisle to aisle, everybody's there, and you got everybody that's getting one item, or the people getting the stuff they forgot or can't find the stuff.
And you used to work at the grocery store. So
I hate this time of year.
you used to work Thanksgivings?
It was awful. So bad. So bad.
How late did you have to work? And I can't.
Thankfully, on Thanksgiving, we would close at 5, but it was a 24-hour store. But leading up to Thanksgiving, you'd think that there was a hurricane coming.
There was.
There was. It was the people. It was so bad. Hurricane hungry. And big turkey. You got the giant turkeys that are all slippery when you're trying to put them in a bag and stuff because they're all like frosty. And then you got people are so anxious. You got husbands that don't want to get yelled at when they get home, so they're on edge. You got giant carts full of stuff.
You probably got the wives that don't want to mess up their in-laws.
Yeah,
they don't want to anger their in-laws, so they're on edge
you got
too.
parents meeting. There's a sloth tour.
There's Amelia.
Yeah. Earhart.
Yeah, she's lost.
We found her.
Yeah, I know. She went. If you find Amelia Earhart, you got to find the end of your story. It's in the middle of nowhere. You can find.
Yeah, it was Amelia Earhart. My story crashed immediately.
It's unrecognizable. So I wanted to say, oh man, and just another thing I just thought of. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I got my hair cut, and yesterday to our barber down the street.
Oh yeah.
And it was the guy, the head chair guy. I was like so lucky to get him.
Oh,
he's
man.
in so high demand.
He's in huge high demand.
So we were talking. He's like, what are your Thanksgiving plans? You know, he's from Turkmenistan or whatever. And I said, I'm going. My parents have a farmhouse going down there. Yes, farm. Yes, bad time for turkeys. And I said, yeah, but at least they only have one day. You know, chickens never have a day off. Chickens are always getting eaten. Turkeys at least have
this is the turkey's busy season.
This is the turkey busy day.
Well, you got Christmas too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess 2 days. Yeah, but after that, I mean, I don't eat turkey. I don't unless
you did when your cholesterol was high.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I had turkey bacon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That defeats the whole joke. But he was cracking up. Ha ha ha! Turkey! Ha ha! He told the other barber. He went blah 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 blah, and the guy went ha ha ha! Turkey! Blah 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 blah. The whole time they're talking about turkeys don't have a day off. They're like, yeah, they have more days off than we do, man. Ha ha ha! Blah 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 blah. They wonga.
Oh my God.
What? I don't know Turkmenistan, man. That's what it sounds like.
It's so funny that they're from Turkey.
That's true. Oh, man, that would have been a great follow-up joke.
Yeah, you missed it. Should have had me ghostwrite.
I got to come back tomorrow. Yeah, bad haircut? No, bad joke. Let me fix it.
I need to trim this.
I need to trim this joke. Joke didn't have enough buzz.
I need to... Oh man, so funny.
Oh man, but that lasted the whole haircut. It was always good to have one joke that lasts.
When people don't expect you to be funny, that one joke lasts for like a half hour.
Yeah, I know.
Because they don't know you're a comedian.
I know, yeah. Yeah, it totally came out.
I remember one time...
Came out like a bat that you thought was a bird, or bird that you thought was a bat. Came out of nowhere.
I remember one time I was with a group of people, and I hadn't said any. I hadn't done much talking, but then they were looking for someone in this huge. It was like this huge outdoor event, and they were on the phone, and they're like, "Hey, come over to us. We're by the tree." And I'm like, "Good thing there's only one out here." And not that funny to them. They talked about it for 20 minutes. Oh my God. There are a lot of trees outside.
We didn't figure that at all. Good thing we had this comedic perspective.
Oh my God. And then they would say it to each other in other languages.
All the time, any interaction, even with like the sales clerk, you make a quick joke. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, we got. They tell it to their coworkers.
Do you have advice for your college friend?
I was just thinking, every Thanksgiving and Christmas, my dad always is the one item guy. He always forgets. And he goes and disappears for like 5 hours. No one wants to go with him.
But your dad's so chipper too.
I know, but that's part of the reason. He's like, okay, I guess I'll go back for it.
Man.
I'm like, Godspeed, man. I'm not going with you.
Yeah, he's gone longer than Castaway. He comes back with a turkey that he named Winston.
I just saw The Walking Dead. I rewatched like the first couple episodes, and you remember episode 2? They have to like wear the guts of the zombies,
Yeah.
And then they. I was also thinking about this. Why do they do that the whole seasons? They never did that again.
They never did it again.
But
they never did that again.
literally never did it once and never did it again. Though I got so distracted because when you're watching the second episode, you're like,
Great idea.
Great idea. But knowing that it goes on for 10 seasons, you're like, wait a minute. This could be the whole show.
You guys figured it out in the second
episode,
and you found out your best trick.
Yeah, they never do it again, ever.
And I remember the only thing that undoes it is rain.
Because it
but
starts
it doesn't
raining.
rain
And even
every episode. They're not in Seattle.
And they still got away. Right. They could have just went to Arizona.
They could have just been zombies with umbrellas.
Yeah. Or just been zombies, under like store awnings. What's in the store?
I'll wait for it to clear up.
So that's how I imagine my dad going out, getting that one item. He's just walking
he's covering
through.
himself in turkey guts.
covered himself in
Stuffing.
in the random one items you need. Like he's wearing a baster and like vanilla extract. Breadcrumbs.
Oh man.
So there's nothing about it. No matter what they're going to do, odds are you're going to leave that one item, which is always so funny. Every year it happens, and every year my dad goes by himself. I'm watching, Walking Dead. I can't go with him.
Man. We got another one from Jamie. Another holiday.
And Patreon member.
Yes. Jamie wrote, "What makes me anxious about the holiday is having to come up with an answer when people ask me what I'm doing for the holiday. My parents are deceased. I live in New York, but I'm from South Carolina. I don't have many friends here. I'm not cooking a Thanksgiving feast for myself, but how to say anything without seeming like a real depressing asshole. And the whole divorce thing, but maybe... Oh, jeez.
What? Oh, because she's getting divorced?
Yeah. But she's also going through a breakup, so it's a lot.
I know, and the other, her husband is a listener too. So
Yeah.
how do they divide that Patreon? How do they divide those episodes? You get episode 1 to 5. I get 5 to 10.
It says in here, don't mention it.
Oh, oops.
But I didn't get to it until here.
Well, you got to read the whole thing.
Well, I was reading it out loud.
Anyway, Jamie, we love you, and Ed, we love you
Love
too.
you both.
We're not taking sides in this. We love you both.
Yeah.
We're just like your kids. But okay, so I spent some holidays by myself, like Halloween this year. I spent with you actually, but we make sure whatever you do, if you're spending the holiday by yourself, Thanksgiving included, or Christmas, or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate it by yourself. Like I spent Halloween by myself, and I watched a scary movie. I ate a pumpkin. I don't know. Wore a mask on the couch.
Well, that was to hide the crying. But
Right, yeah. You put a knife through a pumpkin, pretend it's your ex. I'm joking. That sounded awful. Carve a pumpkin. Imagine it's somebody else. That'd been actually way better. Maybe I'll cut some of this out.
There's a lot. Man, this episode is gonna need a mask.
Yeah, this episode looks like one of those zombies they had to take apart to put the guts
It's got
on
guts
them.
all over it. Oh man.
And I don't even think we explained it. If you've never seen The Walking Dead, they set up that the zombies can smell.
Oh, we established
Did we
it pretty
set that up? So
Yeah.
so they figure out they can smell humans, so they wear guts on them, zombie
Yeah.
guts to blend in.
Anyways, I think the main thing you're trying to say is do something for you on the holiday. Do what you want to do. Don't worry about other people asking what you're going to do.
But if they do ask, say, I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah. Or just say, I'm just going to do whatever I want. I'm just doing
I wouldn't
it for
even
me.
say that. I would say, because then they're going to feel bad. So I would say,
But who cares?
I don't know. Well, then they ask, how was your Thanksgiving? I would just say, good, I spent it with some friends. You don't have to say the friends were Snoopy and Peanuts that you're watching on the TV.
Your friends are Snoopy if they are asking who your friends that you're hanging out with.
You name all the floats that are in the parade.
Charlie, Bob,
Pikachu. Who's Bob?
SpongeBob.
Oh, SpongeBob. That's a good one.
Thank you. Elmo.
Yeah, you don't have to name the names, but maybe there's I guess you could say Bob. That sounds real. Sonic, I don't think you get away with.
I just said Bob.
I know, but I'm saying, like, obviously you can't say Pikachu, but if they ask you to name names, then you say Bob. And
Yeah.
Peter Parker. Peter.
Yeah.
Don't say it's
Santa.
Santa.
Chris.
You hung out with Mr. Chris Kringle. Oh, my
Rudy.
God. Well, and I just want to shout
Rudy
out.
Dolph.
I want to shout out Amanda, who wrote in. She just has a general topic. Oh, man, we got another one. So shout out to Amanda, Howling with Laughter. She's a big comedy fan and pretty cool person. Really cool person, I mean. Okay, so we got Mildred Christie, longtime listener, wrote, my dog's bladder. He's mostly potty trained in my house, but will he remember that he's potty trained when we go to a new environment? I'm guessing he's in for a weekend of accidents, so I'll be anxiously following him around. Oh, because they're going to a different person's house? Yeah, if they, in my experience, dogs, they get it, you know?
Yeah.
Then, as long as your family doesn't live in open plain, I think the dog will figure out the difference between inside and outside, but maybe not. So I don't know. Keep an eye on
If
him.
it's an old dog, it might not be able to control itself.
I know you can't. The new tricks. They're not big with those new. Can't teach them. Well, Mildred, I think it's a good learning experience too. And after you get through this, you're gonna have way less anxiety about your dog's bladder.
That's right.
You'll unlock this puzzle. Okay, so we got one more thing here. This one's from Reddit, and I thought this is really relatable. This one I think is going to be good, relatable to us and our listeners. Somebody on Reddit, user Great BBT wrote, having so much to do, I get anxiety, and then because of anxiety, I can't do anything, and now I have even more to do, and I feel even more anxious, which means I do even less. And on it goes. Mm-hmm. This is what I call the anxiety toilet, because I get stuck in this too. The first anxiety is the flusher, and then you're in the toilet, and then it just keeps going around, all the anxieties swirling around, and then I guess I didn't really think this through.
Is it called the toilet because analogy stinks?
Yeah. If you just gotta get a plunger because there's some bat stuck in there.
Oh man, 40% of all of our stories are stink.
We got it. We got 40% of all mammals. So we got. Okay, so let me think of a different analogy.
It's like a tornado.
Okay, go on.
Because tornadoes constantly spin around. There's no flushing involved, so it's just spinning over and over and over and over.
You know, the tornado is just the toilet in the air. It's a spinner. You're taking
yeah,
mine.
but nobody complains that nobody closed the lid on the tornado.
It's true. There's no seat to lift up.
There's no pee on the lid of the tornado.
It is lifting up things, but not seats. Well, maybe sometimes. Okay, how about this? This is what I call the anxiety snowball.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
The first anxiety is like that little ball at the top of the mountain.
Sure.
Rolls down. Other anxieties pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
You're just looking at it because, you can't stop it. It's
Yeah.
building up. And then, but if you stopped it when it just had a couple anxieties,
Yeah.
you could be fine. But by the time you could take care of it, all the anxieties, it's a
giant snowball.
It's
barreling and it's got momentum, and it's just picking up more snow.
And then you're just the guy getting pummeled by it.
You're running from it.
And then it just crushes you, and then you're stuck on it, and it just rolls you around.
And then a tornado comes and picks it up
and
drops it in the toilet.
Yeah, and then the sloth just does something.
Yeah. Snowball's great.
All right, thanks everybody. That was way better than the toilet.
Snowball.
The anxiety toilet I just thought of just now.
Really?
You're telling me it was that profound.
You're telling me.
Tell me you didn't read this in a book?
You're telling me that thing that went nowhere, like my bat story, you just made up? At least you can say you just made that up. That bat story I came with prepared. So, mine should have been the toilet.
Oh my God.
Mine should have been the toilet story.
All right, well, we got to end there, I feel.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. We hope you had a good Thanksgiving. And check out the Patreon. $5 a month gets you 4 extra episodes.
Including the bed episode, which may come out if we can do it.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Okay, including the bed episode. Which may be a regular thing. Who knows?
Yeah, we can make it a regular thing. And check out the YouTube. Lots of people saying they loved the YouTube version of the last episode when you had the coffee reaction.
Oh, yeah. A lot of good tweets about that. Matt Moves Mountains tweeted that robot from Short Circuit.
Yeah, it was great. And leave us a review if you haven't already. We always post the reviews, and yeah, that's all the podcast stuff.
Yeah, and we're happy to say, I know for some reason our listeners are anxious about how the podcast is doing. Do you I've get a couple messages about it, but
I haven't heard anything lately, but I believe it.
Podcast keeps going up. The podcast listens on the non-YouTube are going up, and the YouTube is going up.
Yeah.
So I was kind of afraid we'd lose some listeners because of the YouTube, but every week the YouTube gets more and more. I mean, we started with 10 list views.
Yeah.
Now we're at 100.
Yeah.
So 1,000%.
That's up.
Or 100%. 1,000%. So subscribe and stuff if you're on it. And if you prefer to listen and not subscribe, why don't you subscribe and then, help us out.
Yeah, we're not going to bother you. It's just going to be notifications that you already get because the new episodes are out.
Yeah, so try it out.
And December 14th, Andrew and I will both be at Caroline's in New York City. If you live near New York City or want to come, please get your tickets now. It's going to be
time
real
to
fun.
visit for the holidays, too.
That's right. See all the lights. And don't worry, I won't tell the bat story. The look you just gave me. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening.